Most people never ask the question that changes everything. Not who am I, but where am I? Because you've been taught by school, by science, by society that you're in your brain, that your thoughts, your memories, your identity, all live inside that soft computer behind your eyes. And it seems obvious, right? You look out at the world, you hear thoughts in your head, you move your body. So you must be in here, somewhere. But stop for a second. Close your eyes. Notice the voice in your head. Now ask, who's noticing it? If you were the voice, you couldn't hear it. If you were the thought, you couldn't observe it. So, who's the one aware of the thought? That awareness, that noticing is you. And it doesn't have a shape, it doesn't have a location, it doesn't come from the brain, it's what the brain appears in. Let's flip the model. What if the brain, the body, the world, isn't where consciousness lives, but where it shows up? What if your thoughts are like clouds and you are the sky? What if your memories are like waves and you are the ocean? This isn't poetry. It's a question that ancient traditions have asked for thousands of years, and now even modern physics is starting to circle around it. You are not the content of awareness, you are awareness itself. And when that lands, when you feel it, even for a second, something breaks. The illusion that you're in here, stuck inside a mind, looking out at a world, because you've never been inside anything. The world has always been appearing in you. This changes everything. It means your mind isn't your prison, your body isn't your limit. And your past doesn't define you because the real you was watching the whole time, not as a character but as consciousness. If this truth is so simple, that you are not your thoughts but the awareness behind them, then why don't more people see it? Because the trap is elegant and invisible. It starts with language. From the moment you learn to speak, you're taught to use words like, I think, I feel, I am angry, I am this, I am that. And just like that, you become the thought. You merge identity with content. Instead of saying, a thought is appearing, you say, I am thinking. Instead of, sadness is moving through awareness, you say, I am sad. Language locks you into the illusion that awareness belongs to the brain. That experience belongs to the self. But here's the paradox. You can never find this self. You can describe your job, your memories, your style, your personality, but those are stories, not you. They're like clothes your awareness puts on to function in the world, but they're not the fabric of reality. Now let's take it deeper. Ancient spiritual traditions, Vedanta, Taoism, Zen, all say the same thing in different ways. The true self is not the body, not the mind, not the identity, it is the awareness that contains all of it. In the Tao, they say, the Tao that can be named is not the true Tao. In non-duality, you are not in the world is in you. In Zen, show me the face you had before your parents were born. They were all pointing to one thing. The self you think you are is a dream, and awareness is the dreamer. But here's where it gets strange. Even modern science, though it won't admit it directly, is circling the same truth. Physics tells us, space and time aren't fixed. Particles don't exist until they're observed. What we call matter is mostly energy and probability. So what does that mean? It means the world doesn't appear until something observes it. And you, the observer, might not be a byproduct of the world, but the origin of experience itself. You're not a brain trying to become aware. You are awareness, watching the brain. And the brain, the body, the world, they're not your prison, they're your reflection. Once you stop believing you're inside your mind, the world doesn't just look different, it feels different. Things that used to shake you, don't. Thoughts that used to define you, dissolve. Fears that once ruled you, shrink. Why? Because they're no longer happening to you. They're just appearing in you, like clouds in the sky, like waves in the ocean. And when you see clearly that you are the sky, you stop getting lost in every storm. Most people live life trying to fix the contents of the mind. They try to manage their anxiety, reframe their thoughts, upgrade their mindset, fight their self-doubt. But all of that is just rearranging furniture inside a dream. It doesn't wake you up. The real shift happens not when you change your thoughts, but when you stop believing they're you. You don't need to believe the next fearful thought. You don't need to analyze the next craving. You don't need to protect the next identity. You just watch. And in that watching, the illusion of control starts to die, and something deeper, more still, more present, begins to live. You don't become awareness. You remember that you've always been it. And from that space, fear loses its grip, because fear only exists when you think you are someone who can lose something. But what can the sky lose? What can awareness be without? It has no edge, no timeline, no narrative. It doesn't need to win, prove, or become anything because it already is. This is what the mystics were pointing to. This is why they seemed so calm, so alive, so detached and joyful. They weren't better than you. They were just awake. They knew they were the space, not the story. They didn't fight the mind, they just stopped getting inside it, and you can too. If this message is hitting deeper than most, hit like button and subscribe, because this channel is about waking up, not just leveling up. And if more people saw what you're seeing now, the world would change. Waking up is not a one-time event, it's a practice, a remembering, because the illusion doesn't just vanish, it keeps whispering, you're behind the eyes, you're a mind that needs fixing, you're a someone who has to earn your worth. But when you know that you're not the mind, you're not fooled by the noise, you stop chasing peace through control, you stop chasing love through identity, you stop chasing meaning through performance, and instead, you become present, not as a strategy, not as a trick, but because there's nowhere else to be. So how do you live as awareness day to day? You stop getting pulled into the voice. When thoughts arise, you don't grab them. You see them as weather, not commands. When emotions surge, you feel them fully, without turning them into stories. When someone criticizes you or praises you, you notice the reaction, but you no longer build yourself around it. Because the self you used to defend was never the real you. Here are 3 simple ways to stay in awareness. Pause and notice who's noticing. When you feel triggered, ask, who is aware of this feeling? The moment you ask, you're no longer fully inside the reaction. You're back in the seat of presence. Feel the body without a label. Instead of saying, I'm anxious or I'm tired, drop the language, just feel the sensation. Let the body speak without turning it into identity. Drop into the now without needing a narrative. The mind always wants to explain, fix, or solve. Awareness just watches. Practice sitting in moments without needing to interpret them. That's where life actually happens. Not in the stories, but in the stillness beneath them. Here's the truth most people never realize. You can spend your whole life chasing awakening, or you can notice that it's already here. Because it's not something you achieve, it's something you are. And when you live from that place, life stops being something you survive. It becomes something you witness, and eventually, something you love. Not because it's perfect, but because you finally see it for what it is. A passing dream, inside the mystery of you. Drop a comment. What part of you feels like it's waking up right now? And like the video and subscribe if you're ready to see more than just content, but consciousness itself reflected through every word, because the mind will forget. But awareness always remembers. This content is for insight and education, not a substitute for medical or psychological advice. Explore at your pace. Trust your direct experience.